What's up everybody, welcome back to the Ads Project. I'm John Rodalaza, and today we're probably going to be doing a little bit more of an extensive reaction video today because we're going to be reacting to the WWE 2K22 Ringside Report #1 gameplay deep dive. So I'm excited for it. I'm a big wrestling fan and I cannot wait for this game to drop. So if you guys are a big fan of wrestling as well and you're excited for this new game, you might want to stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lionel Jinx. I'm the creative director of the WWE 2K franchise. And this time I'm not alone, y'all.
I remember watching his stuff for like 2K19 and 20.
This journey, this ride. Christina, please introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, I am Christina DM Fam, art producer on WWE 2K22, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Ringside Report, brought to y'all by the teams at 2K and Visual Concepts.
We're here to provide regular updates and deep dives into the many areas and features of WWE 2K22.
And this year we're introducing the WWE 2K22
the game is looking pretty fresh.
And you'll hear from Lionel and myself beginning now, through the game's launch in March, and after for the latest on DLC, patches, and other updates. And we're not going to be taking this ride alone, because we're bringing the homies from the dev team with us. So
come on, bring them on, bring them on.
But
visual overhaul. All right.
Let's kick it off with a very quick conversation about visuals, because let's be real, if y'all take a look at WWE 2K22, you might see some massive differences from previous cycles.
And Edge has always had a difficulty looking great. Hair's still similar to previous years, but
this time around, starting
he's looking fresh now.
So the superstars, you know, in any WWE game are the backbone of
the game, right? There's a missing report on Dwayne Johnson because he has been imported into the game. That's him.
To the best of our ability.
Everyone else looks really good too.
Do that, piggybacked on the same technology that you guys saw in NBA 2K.
It's Booker T.
Where you look at their
details
and just the likenesses look amazing, and so we shared technology and brought that into WWE 2K22, like the cross polarization scans, improved hair. Just to me, the amazing amount of detail that you'll see in our superstars is unparalleled for us.
I mean, the hair is still, it's not fully improved, but we're getting there. I'm sure it's a pain in the ass.
So, lighting is everything, right? So like all of these details and everything that we poured into our superstars wouldn't mean anything.
Feel the glow
properly, right? And so,
and Sheamus, dude.
Take a look at
oh my god.
Compared to any other year, like it looks like a broadcast. It looks photorealistic at times, and a lot of that is due to lighting.
Bro.
And before I forget,
dude, I felt like I was watching an episode of what was that, Superstars?
And one of my personal favorites.
I hope these belts look better too.
The team I work with most closely is the environments team. There are over 55 playable arenas, and we also have virtual crowd boards in the game as well.
You don't need to have that.
Oh yeah, not my ugly mug.
I don't want to fight in that arena.
Right, we know what y'all been waiting for, so we have some folks in the waiting room. I'm gonna go ahead and invite.
I wonder if they use like devs' faces for the crowd screens.
Who we got? Please welcome the gameplay leadership team: principal designer Jason Vandiver, senior designer Derek Donahue, and senior producer Jonathan Rivera. Y'all. This is extremely exciting, and thank you so much for joining us for the first episode of Ringside Report. Okay, so I don't want to linger any longer because folks have been asking for gameplay for a very, very long time.
Yeah, we have.
Without further ado,
focus on my face.
We are going to show you a 1v1 match between Rey Mysterio and Damian Priest. So let's roll the footage.
So at this point, one of the things we very intentionally called out to our fan base is that we have a redesigned gameplay experience. And starting with Jason, can you talk about what that means to you and how gameplay hits different?
I like the closer camera angle.
We have a completely new animation system. This system has allowed us to greatly improve the look and the feel of the characters. Basically, Everything from the way the characters move.
I mean, some of the animations look very similar to old games.
Overhauled and redone.
I'm nitpicking. Yeah, I'm nitpicking.
The moment they pick up the controller.
But this still looks really good.
Way more responsive than they've ever been. You no longer feel like you're fighting to control your character to get them into position to do what you want them to do. Strikes, dives, springboards, they all connect more precisely. And that's also something that we really struggled with and took to heart and tried to resolve this year. Another key change that we've made to the game engine this year is our physics system. While the series has always had habit,
I'm gonna try to pay attention to that crowd.
Used for only pair and walk simulation.
The crowd has always had like this thing where every 10 people are like, each person in the crowd are like doing the same taunt. And I'm seeing that a little bit. What's that?
And even elements within the environment itself are now dynamically breaking, such as like the corner.
I hope weapon destruction stays around the ring, you know.
It's a really big change, and
broken table pieces.
The entire gameplay experience feel more dynamic.
Oh!
Awesome. Derek, same question.
So for me, when we sat down to figure out how we were going to change
Chokeslam? No.
2K22, one of the biggest things that we put as a priority was making sure the game is fun in a pick up and play kind of way. I want to be able to hand the controller to my friend who doesn't know anything.
Yeah, dude, as big of a wrestling fan as I am, I will pick up and play 2K19 anytime. It is a little slow, you know? It's just a little slow.
You should be able to basically play through a match without having known anything beforehand. But another big priority for us with that is making sure we're not, smoothing over a lot of the details that returning fans like. So all of the high level of control that you expect to have with your character, all of the high degree of customization you expect, all of that still remains.
Nice.
Okay, so you
I like
mentioned
that.
new controls and mechanics. Combat itself is centered around 3 inputs: light attacks, heavy attacks, and grapples. So in this cycle specifically, what do those terms mean?
So light attacks, those are your quick.
Y is reversal, hold Y is block.
Heavy attacks, those are kind of like
interesting.
from previous years.
Light attack, X, A is heavy attack, B is grapple. This is Xbox controls. You can picture what the Sony PlayStation controllers would be.
Those will do your light and heavy grapples, but there's all sorts of other options.
Okay.
Irish whips, drag, carry, all of those things come from the grapple state. So once you grapple your opponent, you have a lot of possibilities.
I wonder if the right stick is still, the right stick and the grapple button are manipulative. You can do other things.
Can you talk about some of the combo options that players can dive into?
Yeah, sure. I love how simple and engaging our new dynamic combo system feels. I don't need to memorize every superstar's moveset, but instead I practice the timing of my inputs in order to execute combos. Light attacks allow me to branch into a combo, and when I learn that light, heavy grab executes that move, I can take that and apply it to anybody I play with. I love the exploration.
Combos, like fighting games? Yo, I mean, why not?
It's better suited for them. And if you don't like the
we've always had that, but you know, if they're putting a heavier emphasis on it this year, I'm liking it.
Okay, very quickly, I want to take it back to one point that Derek touched on earlier, which was about the accessibility of this game and being able to just pick it up and play. And I want to call this out mainly because I myself am a much newer player to WWE 2K. So for me, picking up and
chokeslam.
has been the whole
It's that red effect on the screen.
The controls are super easy to learn. And while my own habits fall back on button mashing the controller, even
why is it still there?
That, I enjoy having to be very strategic and intentional.
That's kind of weird. I wonder if you can take that off. I don't know. I'm not feeling the red filter.
Like reversals or finishers.
Was that like when the dude's in danger of losing the match?
Hey, if you're feeling intimidated,
does that get activated when you do a finisher?
Pick it up, try it out. You'll have such a blast.
Ooh.
But also, if you're a vet, you've been playing this for a long, long time, can y'all talk about how vets can better show off their moves and what that means for the overall strategy of their experience?
Whoa, Spanish
fly.
fly.
The strategy for our game comes with the new defensive options that we've added this year. So
I can't tell if the ropes are
instead of reversals being the only tool for countering your opponent's attacks, grapples and combos actually don't use reversals. Instead, you counter them with a breaker. So when you're doing a grapple or a combo on your opponent, they can counter that attack by pressing the same light, heavy, or grapple input against you. So those moves are countered with breakers. Everything else is countered with a reversal. So
that's cool. So it's not like every time someone throws a punch, you press reversal and it's just a, you know, boom, block. It's not like every time they're blocking, they can reverse with a hit.
Blocking stance, and that lets you withstand light, heavy, and running attacks.
By the way, if you think I'm talking too much during this,
than your opponent can after
I
blocking.
don't care.
You can also dodge with the right bumper, so you can kind of choose a direction and get out of the way really quickly if you time your dodge correctly.
Plus, if I just sit here and look at it, then I'll probably get claimed.
When you're on the ground, you also can button mash.
It's gonna get claimed no matter what.
Or you can press right bumper to do a quick get up at the cost of some resource. So when you have all of those defensive options available to you, it makes when you're on defense, that's a lot more strategic. But also when you're on offense, you have to be careful with how you want to attack your opponent so that they don't counter you.
So our community has been speculating about the HUD and like guessing like what, you know, these little glowing meters mean and all this stuff. Jonathan,
yeah, I want to know what the ones above his head.
First to break this down and break the news, and let's dive into the HUD and give the community some clarity here.
So our goal was to create a HUD that strips down all unnecessary aspects and simply gives the user the information that they need without distracting the user from the in-game action. So at the very top, you'll have the vitality meter, and this is basically your health bar. Below that, you'll find the special meter, which is a resource you want to spend to perform signatures, paybacks, or defensive action. Finally, at the bottom is your finisher meter, where you can store up to 3 stocks.
So there's one thing that's missing that I think a lot of people are like, where's the reverse stock? Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit more about, like, you know, the changes we made there?
Missed.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, obviously the biggest change that we made was removing the reversal stock from the HUD. We felt that 2K20's matches came down to how the users manage their reversal stock. We wanted to bring a bit more skill to a match by giving the users unlimited reversals, but making them a little bit more difficult to execute. In our internal matches with 2K22, we get wild swings and back and forth, a bunch of oh-so-close moments that we really feel make the match memorable.
The reverse limit, which was always an option you can turn on and off from previous games, it's just by default not there. They don't have a reversal limit, I guess.
For our users to play with all of the new additions and our streamlined.
But
if it's a case that you can still like spam reversals, I don't know.
Previous years or iterations, once you basically knew once your opponent didn't have any reversal stock, all you had to do was hit your Sega finisher, match was over. That's not the case anymore, right? Like someone can just pull out like a reversal and this back and forth. And so Derek, can you talk about how strategy is incorporated into that part of this new mechanic?
Yeah, so with reversals no longer being limit,
that's always been my favorite thing. Right? I've always had reversal limits off, and going up against my brother or anything, like it always was a really cool challenge to try to trick him, to hit the finisher. So I'm glad that they're leaning into that because it can make for a just much more fun experience. Because you will tend to just look at their reversals and just wait it out. Hit some random jabs here and there just so they use them up. But this is looking really good, dude. Like the lighting, like it's on par with real life. What is?
All right, y'all. We can go on and on, but unfortunately, we're out of time. So to close
Mysterio wins.
Now that we're nearing the end of production, what are y'all looking forward to most for the game?
Looking forward to the game. I just want to play it.
Players specifically. Let's start with.
I will check out some GM mode. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing.
I never grew up with GM mode. Like it wasn't my thing growing up.
Haven't really been able to look at the rest of the game. Those guys have been really.
I just want to get my hands on it.
To deliver an awesome story this year, and from everything I've seen, they're ready to deliver.
You two, get in the ring.
For me, it's the backstage.
Michael Sean Hickenbottom.
Backstage, I think people have only seen a small peek of. There's a lot of really cool stuff going back there, especially with the verticality.
And for me, I'm super excited to see Rey Mysterio in our showcase mode. playing some classic matches that were recreated.
Dude, these classic matches, like,
so I think
the look of them looks so amazing.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us for the first.
They used to have these like classic 80s and 90s filters you can add to arenas and shows in the past games, and they didn't look too good.
We'll take it back. We'll take it back.
They looked unnecessarily grainy.
Lionel, what are you most excited for?
It's everything, right? Like, you know.
But it looks good in this one. Not gonna lie, dude.
To, like, have my hand in every single cookie jar, and as you can tell, like, this COVID weight ain't going away anytime soon. But yeah, like it's seeing what we're doing on the gameplay side and how that bleeds into universe and how it bleeds into my rise and my GM, my faction, like it. We've done so much in the time that we've
it seems they have, yeah. I'm not hearing a bad thing about this game like I did leading up to 2K20. I didn't even buy 2K20, so. And I'm about to drop like $100 on this one because that's the digital deluxe edition. No, not the digital deluxe, just the regular deluxe. I want the physical copy.
Derek Donahue and Jonathan Rivera for joining us.
And that comes with season pass and 3 days early access, so I'm excited.
Oh my god.
Was I supposed to?
You committed to the bid.
Leave?
No, I think that was.
Okay, so once again, for real this time, thank you to Jason, Derek, and Jonathan for joining us. And thank you to all of you, the player community, for
You're welcome.
tuning in for our first Ringside Report. We are so
yeah.
to release
This is fun.
Can't wait for y'all to get your hands on it.
It looked really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you all for tuning in. We will talk to you all soon. And in the meantime, check us out on social media at WWE Games.
Will do. Will do. See you later, guys. It hits different. Man, oh man. I'm excited for it. Pre-order now. Let me know down below if you got your pre-orders there for WWE 2K22 because that looks really cool, really intriguing, and I'm excited for it because I haven't played a new wrestling game in a long time. Of course, they came out with 2K Battlegrounds last year. It's very arcadey and kiddie looking. I'm not into that. I love the simulation stuff, but if they can add a little bit more fast-pacedness to the simulation stuff, then I'm all in, dude. And this looks to be a lot of fun. It harkens back to the 2K19 days where that was the last fun I had in a wrestling game. I played a little bit of 2K20 and it's kind of buggy, guys. It's kind of buggy. So let me know down below if you're excited for this because I am, and the graphics look amazing, dude. Once again, please, if you guys see a rock-shaped Dwayne Johnson, please report it because he is missing. He's currently located in this video game. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys, and be sure to stick around because the Book of Boba Fett episode 6 review is dropping on the channel today, so you might want to stick around because there is more to come.